Hey, True Believers England team here. So I'm bored. I'm thinking about twiddles. I want to fight. So, that's not twiddles, by the way. And I'm being sent, hey, can you do video on this guy Organized Chaos? Can you do videos on these guys' actual fandom? They've got a fandom initiative thing that's going on. And I've been actually ignoring that. No, I've done a video or two on them. If I see something of interest, maybe. But I was sent this video, and it's about some sort of X-men rumors. So I'm going in blind on this. I don't know what X-men rumors they're talking about, but it's Wes. And I kind of felt the same way when these guys, I should say, or Organized Chaos was going after Nerdette. You know, you kind of get this, whoa, hold on, you're talking about a friend here. And that's the way I felt about when I saw this guy's going after Wes. Now, Wes can fight his own battles, I'm sure, and he's definitely got more of a voice than I do these days. So it's not like I'm punching down or anything like that, and he definitely doesn't need me, like I said. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm very aggressive today. I've got good days, I've got bad days, for those of you who don't know. My bird was on my back. I feel very responsible. I was doing garbage today and it just hit me. I've got a new bird who keeps reminding me. And every time I think about it, I feel down and I feel aggressive. Like, if you want to fight me, now is the greatest time to do it, because I will definitely take you up on it. And I figured, let's go after this thing. Now, here's the thing. Before we get into this guy's video, and it's once again, Wes did a video about some X-Men rumors, and this guy went after him, calling him a chud, a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. That's what I know a chud to be. I'm from the 80s. That was the movie. So I want you to understand something. I've seen some of this actual fandom guys' videos. I've seen him go after Nerdrotic. I've seen him go after other things, and I don't like him from what I've seen. I've never met him personally, so I don't know. Maybe in person, he's the greatest guy ever. But I don't like him because, one, he insults everybody he talks about. There's no, well, maybe this, well, maybe that. There's no trying to understand. There's no trying to, I don't think this guy would ever communicate. I've actually sent an @ to both Wes and this guy, because I don't want to talk about anybody behind their backs. This guy insults, and I've also seen him do what they really mean is, which is bullshit. So, I mean, if I say something, that's what I mean. Argue that point. Don't make up something. I guess that's what's called a straw man. Don't make up something in order to argue that instead of argue the point. I want to say this flat out before we get started, because I have a huge freaking bias on this one. I am pro Wes. Now I'm gonna try to not let that affect what's going on, any of my comments or anything, but I want to get that out there. As far as these two are concerned, I am absolutely side Wes and thinking critical. So there you go. Hello to RDV. What's up?
Not much. I see we have Doc is in the chat.
Doc?
Oh,
the doctor. Hello.
You should jump on this, man.
Come on in. We're going to go over this. I have, once again, if you guys could help me with what rumors or anything, because I have no clue. Because a lot of times I go into these, I think it's better, and like I don't have preconceived notions going into this, so it's all more fresh, instead of me going, haha, I'm reading this, now let me do a live stream with comments already. But there you go.
I also say I have bias too, but it's subscribe to the Geeky Puppet Show. Help us get the 500.
Yeah, by all means, yeah, please do. Also, I heard you're getting Ko-Fi, which means that you are now a professional YouTuber. Congratulations.
We've had Ko-Fi by for about a year now. But I mean,
the fact that you get paid for it, that makes you a professional. So there you go.
Give me like 10, I can jump on. Do you have like a Twitter I can reach you on, Doc? We can send you a link there.
Yeah, we'll send that to you. As a matter of fact, if Wes and or actual fandom is also listening in, you're welcome to jump on. I don't like talking about people behind their backs. I do, because that's what we do here, right?
Yeah.
But I prefer if the people involved are involved, you know.
Doc, most people just smoke while they're changing their oil.
Yeah, or cleaning their gas can. Yes. All righty.
Just
So
lean right over the engine like Ray did in Ghostbusters, because that's safe.
I wish I could let the bird out and he would be silent.
I wish you wouldn't. That sounds gross.
This is a whole different ball game with this new guy. Also, he tends to pick, and he has caused bloody marks on my skull because he'll land and he'll try to pick the hair out, but instead there's not a lot of hair, so instead he ends up getting scalped.
It's like Homer Simpson. You get the last 3 hairs. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's very much like that. So so you might hear the bird. I apologize for that. With all that saying, I've spent 5 minutes worth of this is this and that is that. Okay, so here.
I was confused. I was confused by the actual thing. It was like, about the title. I was like, it's like, so people, is this actually like Phantom Menace dunk, or just regular people just dunking on the Incredible Because he's
no, this is a guy named Actual Fandom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole point is they see their premise, by the way, is that anyone who complains is not an actual fan. So, like Gary and the Black Pills, they're not actual fans. We are not actual fans. Ethan is not an actual fan because we complain about what they're doing to our comic characters. Now, I say that you're not an actual fan if you don't care what happens to them. So it really is just a back and forth on this. They call themselves Actual Fandom. I wonder if they're into saying, hey, you guys are gatekeepers. We're the actual fans.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna throw my Twitter link in there. So
okay. He lets Pistachio out and starts feeling. I swear to God, once like I do these days. God bless him. He is a great bird. Last night he was tired, but I got up to go to the bathroom, and just like Twiddles, if I'm leaving the room, he has to come with me. So he lands on my shoulder, and it's too late. It's like 1:30 in the morning. So I go down. I'm sitting with Gail. And he just falls asleep. And I'm like, this is the bird I want. I want the old bird I used to have. But yeah, he's a cutie. He's just excitable. He's young. What you going to do?
So for that Twitter link, I dropped it in for Doc. That you can, if you have Twitter, you can reach me right through there, and I'll send you the link. It's not that we don't trust anybody. Or at least we trust the normal people. The people we don't know.
Well, I used to put the link all the time in. You tend to have to, and then I learned you have to control it. All right, let's get to this thing. By the way, let's start off with a thumbnail and the fact that you have Actual Fandom's picture right here, and he's looking kind of suave. He's got a cat. It looks like Captain Frugal's cat. Right there, by the way.
Yes. Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
You dropping the link in the chat is like you purposely just dropping the soap and not expecting anything to happen.
Yeah, that's true. I've done that. Yeah, too many times. I do have to. Let's also talk about the picture that he chose for Wes. I'm going to defend Actual Fandom on this one because for this thumbnail, I looked for a decent picture of Wes. God dang it, Wes, by all means, you can have move the freaking camera, stand up a little bit, because most of the pictures I see are right up the nose. Will you stop? It's not all about you, bird. But yeah, I tried to find a good picture of Wes, so I figured, you know what, just throw that animated one up. So that's on
He looks very animated in this photo.
He looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Okay. Most of the people watching this right now.
He looks like he's in a pool trying to do a greenie check. I'm sorry, Wes. Come on. I had a hard time finding a good picture of you there. Not that I take great pictures. I'm bald and fat and bearded. It's just, yeah.
I'm just going to go with my tinfoil hat. You purposely chose this because he just don't like Wes.
I will say that the little Actual Phantom helmet on the cat is kind of cute. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. All right, so we're gonna go through this thing. I do have it set to get past their introductions and everything like that. So
yes,
I'm gonna have to get rid of them. Excuse me, guys.
I said about that. You got a second one somehow.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Take comments.
All righty. All right. I'm taking comments, but that's it. I'm not answering them.
Come on.
What's up, Jay? What's up, Ed? What's up, Dark Admiral March Hare? And Jeremy's Us review. I don't think I've seen you before. You probably I don't think it's your first time watching, but I don't know. I'm not on this channel as much as I used to be. Alrighty. Hope you guys had a great Wednesday. Apparently, the new Ultimate Black Panther comic book sold out within 30 minutes at my shop, which is crazy because they said they ordered the same amount as they did for Ultimate Spider-Man, and that one took a little while to sell out. So I just wonder if, with it being the History Month, if that had anything to do with it. I don't know.
All righty. Sorry about that, guys. I gave him to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth's like, what the fudge? All right. Throw a cover over the cage. Yeah, I could do that. I guess I could have done that anyway, but I give him to Elizabeth instead. All right. You all set there, RDV?
Yeah, I'm just as far as talking to the doctor, it says just show a follow. Can you okay, well, follow me, and then I'll be able to follow you, and then I'll be the second
you guys, you're going, yeah, he'll do that. Let's get this thing going.
The lesser knowns, mainly because he doesn't seem to be trying to do his own comic book or fundraising for one. He seems just committed to.
Is Wes one of the lesser known CG adjacents? I mean, he's getting all right. He does a couple of thousand videos, sometimes in the honestly, tens of thousands.
I don't put Wes with CG at all. I put Wes as being actual legit news plays. I don't see him being associated with Gary or any of those people.
Well, the thing is he was around, actually. He was around for Comicsgate. He's got more of a claim on a CG title than Geeks and Gamers does. Any of them. I'm not saying Nerdrotic because he was around also, but he's got more of a claim on a CG than in any of the Geeks and Gamers people. So, but the thing is he does get, I don't know what, like, I know I'm a small channel now. I was getting to mid, or at least what I thought was, because I always thought a large channel was like 100,000 or more. So maybe that's what they're talking about. Like, Gary and Geeks and Gamers and Ethan and all of them have 100,000 or more subs. So we're the little guys. There you go. I guess that's what
I'm the little guy. How many subs?
Oh, I'm definitely, yeah. Dude, you're a startup. that's the way it is right now. Sorry, man.
The narrative spreading, right? Yeah, Wes. I don't necessarily think that he's a grifter. I think that he probably believes the shit he's saying. It's just a lot of it's really stupid.
Like what? That's something. I get that that's not the point. Hello to Doc. How you doing? All right. But I know that's not the point of this particular video, but I hate that sort of thing. It's like when people go, well, Trump's a racist. Really? Why? And you kind of stump them because they'll tell you something that somebody told them somebody said instead of something that was actually said. So what is this stupid stuff that he believes?
From comic shops? What do you mean? So like he was a retailer or is a retailer?
Are they talking about Perch?
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, he does.
Vicky. The Vickyverse.
Vickyverse, yeah.
Yeah, okay, we know her. Saying he comes from the LCS side of things. I thought that was Perch. Did Thinking Critical, did Wes also have a comic shop? I didn't know that.
No. Wes was in the Air Force. He went to the Air Force, and then he retired and moved to the Philippines.
Oh, now you just doxed him. Now they're going to go. They're going to go to the Philippines on a ransom at his door.
If things had gone different, but thank God they didn't. I don't think Wes ever really cared about the CG thing, but I'm not going to speak for him.
I just want to clear up.
I do know for a fact that he was around when OG CG was a thing. So
I just want to clear up. Doc, you do stream with Wes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I
literally every Saturday morning.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I'm thinking like, well, you might as well. You have more insight on Wes because you hang out with him more than we do.
Yeah, I actually asked. I sent a message. Wes never answered. I don't like to ask for favors or anything. I say, hey, do you mind if I'm on your Saturday show or something? He never replied. That's why I don't like to ask for favors. I'm like, okay, so does that mean there's something between me and Wes I don't know about, or what's the deal?
No, you're
like
good.
If he did any kind of reply, like, hey, look, I got a set. A set group or something like that, because I totally understand that. Like, because sometimes you'll just have a few, like one extra person will throw off the whole vibe, or one extra person just makes it that much harder to control. So I understand that kind of thing, but he never replied. So I was like, holy shit, is something?
No. Here, I'll let you know. Let you in on some very, very not really secrets.
Okay.
Wes is literally never on fucking Twitter. Like never. And he hit me up with all the stuff for like this weekend, and like he's like, yeah, I'm going out of town. So he ain't even around right now.
Well, if you need an extra person, but I do talk a lot.
What does he consider going out of town? In the Philippines.
I think he's going to a different island.
Okay.
I would definitely love to be on and chat with you guys. I do talk a lot. That was actually one of the only things Yellow Flash complained about me that I absolutely agree with. But anywho, let's continue this thing.
Look, he knows more about comics than generally I expect from guys that say the similar shit that he says. I'll give him that.
Okay, well, frankly, I have heard actual fandom talk. I'm not 100% on his knowledge of comics. I did see when I was looking at the videos and all that were because I was linked to him and I was told, hey, he went after Wes, go check this out. Or could you go after Organized Chaos? Can you go after this guy? I saw that he did one on legacy characters, and I would love to view that one because there's something that a lot of people on their side of the culture war gets completely wrong about legacy characters, and I would love to see if he mentions it or if, once again, he's going to get it wrong. Aficionados every Saturday morning, says Jay Lucen.
Has a weird slant to his views. He was spreading this rumor the other day from this website called Comical Opinions. As Vicky says, he's Comicsgate adjacent, but not Comicsgate. Yeah, that's kind of what I got from it. And these are the kind of guys
And he's friendly with the Iconic guys, which, by the way, is the way to be with Iconic.
Yeah.
Like Tim, Mark, Doug, all rock.
Yeah, Eric's been on the show a few times. Doug, it's been a while, but Doug's been on the show. Comical Opinions is there's a couple of the guys that are regularly on Aficionados that do articles for Comical Opinions. So it's people he's friendly with.
Okay. I will say this. I don't like reporting rumors. That is, by the way, that is a source of revenue that I'm throwing in the garbage. I see a lot of people, whether it's what's his name, Jeremy at the Quartering, or Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers, or any Jeremy for that matter. But I see a lot of them. They'll do rumor, boom, 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 or they'll talk about they won't include the rumor part and do a whole thing. And I'm all about let's not. Why don't we wait? See what we got.
My thing is,
but the thing is, there is money to be made because people love the freaking rumors. But there you go. I think it's dangerous getting into the rumor game. Go on ahead, Vank.
I was gonna say and I think of people that talk about rumors. I don't know why, but I go straight to Doomcock.
Yeah, let's.
I'm just saying because like. Literally, there are channels that are based off of rumors. I heard this, and sometimes they come through and sometimes don't. But
that's what I keep hearing. Doomcock is wrong 999,000 times, and then he's right once. Look, he's right. I told you. Did you miss the point?
But it's speculating. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's how I feel about rumor.
And here's the thing. The thing about comics is, like, especially as fans, the fun part is the speculation.
Yeah.
Like both as a reader, as people that buy comics and for potential financial gain, guessing where a storyline's going, guessing where everything's going. That's part of literally fandom. That's like at the core of most. I mean, how many comic book LCS conversations are speculative bullshit arguments about who wins in a fight?
Right.
That's speculatory.
I get that kind of thing, but when you're talking about, I don't know, maybe you're convincing me. I don't know. Chat, do you think I should cover rumors and just shut my mouth? Go on. Well, no, that is one thing there. That's not an either or. Okay?
No.
Shutting my mouth is not actually.
As long as you address that it is a rumor.
Yeah. Don't present it as fact.
Yes, and I guess the only thing I have irked with some channels they do is like they take panels out of context,
and
like and then So then everybody gets slanted to think that one way, but they don't explain, like, the page before or page after.
The Joker being pregnant, by the way, me and Nerdrotic in this circle, it was me and not Nerdrotic, Nerdette was the only ones that were saying, guys, read the freaking book. He's not damn pregnant.
But I also get the point. If that's the page you opened up to, you can be swayed. Like I said, my thing is this: if you're going to talk about a comic book, talk about the whole entire comic book. At least context. Just don't try to like pick and choose, because that's what a lot of unworthy news journalists do.
Okay. Well, let's move on here.
I'm going to be looking at more going forward, by the way. So I don't know, Vicky, if you have any insight on anything that you see me covering, it's definitely appreciated. But like, I'm really gaining more interest in the guys who don't necessarily claim Comicsgate or even, like Draw and Talk. That dude, he said him and Ethan don't like each other at all. And yet he's basically just giving more nuanced versions of what Ethan says in his video I watched recently. So Geek Getaway calls out Eric July all the time because Geek Getaway is a tool for Ethan Van Sciver. All right, so comical opinion.
Well, I'll say this. Come on this channel. I'll debate you. I'll talk about anything. I claim Comicsgate, but I claim OGC, CG. This what I've heard as Comicsgate Inc. No, I'm not a part of that. But yeah, I'll debate you about anything.
Opinions, I had not heard of them, but I will say this: their name is accurate, but not in the way that they probably want. So there are some rumors about the new X-Men comics that are going to come out once this whole Ball of X thing happens. Tom Brevoort announced he was moving away from his role of overseer for such titles as the Avengers in favor of his new position as head of the X Office. Speculation skyrocketed. That's all true. That's all factual. Aside from wondering what would become of Jordan White and the X-Slack mainstays, okay, I guess they're focusing on the fact that they use Slack. The topic of conversation quickly shifted to two questions. What new X-Men titles for 2024 would make up the post-Krakoa era? Valid. That's my question, too. Well, we kind of know now. And who would Brevoort get to write them? Well, Comical Opinions, they received a copy of the work. They received a copy for the working plan with proposed titles, and who Brevoort has tapped to write them.
Now, I've got to be on his side here. Okay, yeah, I really want to know what's your sources. Who gave you this particular information and why? Are you, and even if it's, somebody who works closely to, I know you don't want to name, you don't want to name your sources, obviously, because you don't want to ruin them, but how? What I still want to know in what direction is it coming from? Because otherwise you sound like Doomcock, who's just, like I said, he makes shit up. Well, actually, I'm not the only one who said that, but yeah.
Here, I can partially answer that question.
Okay.
I'm not going to name sources, obviously.
Obviously.
It's Eric Breen.
Yes, it's Breen. Breen did it. No, I got the same message from an insider that I'm not really.
See, that's all you need to know, right there. An insider told us.
Yes.
It's
really is
a little sketchy because I could say that an insider told me that right now Mark Waid and John Byrne are getting together in a gay love tryst.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a degree of how much we're gonna take for truth, and there's also the, I put it this way, you keep coming out with rumor that's wrong all the time. I mean, granted, Doomcock does it with regularity and keeps
I wonder if that's the kick. I wonder if a lot of people watch him because, like, what shit is he gonna make up today? It's actually better than the real comics.
Exactly, and that may be it. But at the same time, especially if you are portraying yourself as a news site, if you get it wrong too many times because your insiders either lie to you or are wrong or are full of shit, you lose any degree of credibility you have. I mean, we've seen it with media in general in the last decade.
I'm convinced that bad boys are real from the tabloids.
I'm surprised at how many people still follow MSNBC. It amazes me at how many people, as fact, they have been proven wrong so many times, and yet still people go. Let me get a couple of comments, and then we'll move forward. Dane's voice is so boring. He genuinely sounds like the color beige can talk. He isn't wrong about Getaway. That dude is all anti-Rippaverse all the time. Dane AF is such a slimy creep. And let's see, Jay Lucen, Wade and Byrne are lovers. Yeah, heard it here first on I Love Comics. Yes, sources tell me. Insiders say.
And here's the thing. Like, first of all, I find it really odd that this dude is going after Wes. This is a video from like a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, sometimes you're late to the party.
But the fact is, like, it's already been, half of it at least has been debunked because Liefeld came out and said, I'm not part of this.
Yeah, this, by the way, was sent to me today, and it's a month old. I did not see the date on it. I just saw Wes was there. I'm like, fuck my friend. Okay, I've got to step up. I got to talk about this because,
Okay, so this dude, all right, so his video's about, okay, all right, then that tracks.
Yeah. So this video is a month old. I was given it, and like I said at the beginning of the video, because I saw it was Wes, the same way when I see these guys going after Nerdette, I want to jump in. I want to, I consider, at the very least, YouTube friends with Wes, even though we don't interact a lot. It's just we're on the same team.
I like Wes. He gave me a shout out once.
Yeah, well, that's the way you feel. When I see him going after Nerdette, I feel the same way. If I see, when I see people, when we were OGCG, when I saw people going after Captain Frugal or Doug or anything, you got to jump in. You got to, it's like, hold on. Whoa. You're not ganging up on my friends here. You're not going, we are a group also, so.
There's times where Wes, has talked about things, like, I don't necessarily agree with them. And I know Breen's been a regular on it. And I always say, like, it's like, where is he getting all this information? Because sometimes it sounds like he's just making up stuff. But he said, like, as Breen, I trust Breen and I trust Wes because Breen would not tell me otherwise. Breen's never lied to me. He said Wes is connected to people, and if you look at the size of his channel and look at how many years he's been around, he's going to attract people that are. He's
been around since the real Comics Gate. All right, let's move on.
I'm just saying you build up associates, affiliates.
Yep. This information was confirmed by multiple sources who have been proven trustworthy in the past. But please consider this as a rumor until Marvel. Like, this is such fucking bullshit. Like, multiple sources have confirmed this. They've been trustworthy before. And then also, this is not necessarily true. Come the fuck on, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on this one, I could see him saying, okay, now this has been confirmed whether or not they go through with it. That is what it sounded like he was saying to me, but actual Fandom jumped on him. Go on ahead, Doc.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you handle it. Look, hey, we can't confirm this because the company doesn't. And until they do, it's not fact. But multiple people have told us this. People that have been right before. So here, this is what we know. How else do you, unless you're just going to not report rumor, how else, there's really no other honest way to couch what you're about to say as rumor without saying, hey, we didn't make this shit up, but we didn't I didn't just pull it square out of my ass. But at the same time, I don't know.
This is basically him being doing what I call Dixie Cup deep thinking. He skimmed the email and now he's commenting on it.
It's basically either you trust me or you don't trust me. Take it at face value.
Yeah.
And these people, it just seems like a hit piece at this point. Because they don't like something he said.
Hold on.
And that's usually what it is on YouTube. It's the drama because you said something, they get their panties in a bunch, and now they gotta. Well, I'm gonna do a deep dive on him, and then they find out they have nothing. Like,
Oh,
all they have is,
I've had,
yeah.
and I have seen that so many freaking times. It's this guy is evil.
Also, this guy is Captain. He's a Captain Hydra.
Captain Hydra. Yeah, well, he's definitely stealing Frugal's shtick.
No. He's trying to. He's not.
He's
until the
trying
game
to.
was Frugal is our Captain America.
I know Captain Frugal, sir, and you are no Captain Frugal.
He's Walter Peck with a mask on.
There you go.
This man has no dick.
Yeah. And yet I'm still inviting him on if he wants to. If he wants to come on and talk. Even though we're
That's hysteria. Cats and dogs living together.
He's gonna jump right on and join us, right? But okay.
Rumor has it he will.
Right. Sources say. But okay, there you go. All right, let's. I had to actually monetize this. I keep forgetting. Okay, so here we go. Okay. I guess because like you said, he knows that at this point the information he has comes from a reliable source, but since they haven't confirmed it yet, it's still a rumor. It seems grifty.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're getting here. With the, by the way, awesome music from the Superman, the Fleischer Superman cartoons.
And now you're flagged.
But according to their sources, the conclusion of Rise of Powers of X will definitively put an end on the Krakoa era.
Thank God.
Man, yep, you know where I'm going with this. So here are the actual titles and the creators that, keep in mind, while still rumored, multiple sources have confirmed it. Uncanny X-Men, written by Gail Simone with a Jubilee-led team.
Now,
Iron Man and the X-Men, written.
Gail Simone herself has come out and said that she's going to be writing an X team, but she, at the time I saw it, she wasn't able to say who.
And at the time, she was already announced as writing the X-Men Jubilee-focused story for Free Comic Book Day, which generally, historically, has tied into the main, flagship X title for the next year or two. That's their publishing strategy. It has been for a decade.
So it's been confirmed. All right, let's see. The Weird Science are pretty connected too. The Weird Science guys. The Anti-Frugal, my guess is they can't or won't harass the Pie Man, effing clowns, says Dark Admiral. So they have to find another target. The Pie Man. Oh, are you talking about Ethan? Ethan? Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking
who wants a Jubilee-led team? You know what? I will say this, Ethereal. If it's written well, me. I don't care what the character is. Bring back Brother Power the Geek. Bring back Prez. Bring back the dumbest character you could think of. If they're written well, good. That's what I want.
I'm just going to say all new Wolverine. Which volume?
Well, technically, if it's just all new Wolverine, it would be technically only just volume 2, I think.
Or it's the girl.
Have they used that title before? All new?
Yeah, actually, that was Girl Vereen.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move forward.
Slot described as X-Men as Avengers, Deadpool and the X-Men. All Deadpool and X-Force books pitched and developed by Rob fucking Liefeld. Holy shit! Uncanny Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine, all new Wolverine, Uncanny X-Force, Dark X-Force. It might be possible.
I'm sorry, but was that Marx? Who was that? Did I miss that? Who is this guy?
Colonel Sanders.
Of course.
Al Moore.
Is that Jerry Garcia?
I haven't the slightest goddamn clue.
Okay, well, hey, you know what? That's one for actual fandom. You got me.
It's like a mashup of the guy from the Grateful Dead, Nerderotic, and Alan Moore.
I guess. Actual fandom actually claims to like the Krakoa era comics. Somebody had to. That's the Mad Mog guy, says Jay Lucian.
Mad Meg.
Mad Meg. Okay. Yeah,
who?
I'm not
What?
wearing my glasses.
I don't know.
All right, let's go.
William
It
Burt.
might be possible to look at this list and see that there's some, maybe there's some reason that this might be valid until you think about it for 5 seconds. Look, here's the thing.
Mr. Ever-Loving Blue, I think
Okay.
it's clobbering time.
You know what? Hey, this guy's got more views than I do. So God bless you for it. Okay. There you go.
Whoever made this up, because look, this shit is made up. They went.
The shit is made up. But now we're confirmed to have some, if not most, some coming. So just saying.
Through a lot of effort to formulate these things. And when you think about why, it kind of starts to make sense. So Uncanny X-Men, written by Gail Simone. Now, that's the thing that made me at first think that, oh, maybe there's some valid, maybe some truth to this. Because Gail Simone is writing the Free Comic Book Day X-Men book. And there are a lot of people, myself included, who kind of have hope that she is going to be staying on an X-Men book after that. I would love to have a Gail Simone-led book. Fucking give it to me.
It depends. I got to tell you something. I really do like Gail Simone pre-Twitter. I think she was a great writer. Actually, up until after Batgirl. After Batgirl, she kind of lost her way a bit. But I would like to. I just hope she focuses on writing and not being on Twitter. That's all.
But a Jubilee-led team. Now, since we know that this is bullshit, and I'll tell you why we know that in a minute, but it is bullshit. Why would they say Jubilee-led team? Because it's going to trigger the chuds. It's going to get the people that they, their readership, they're riled up.
Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. That's what we're talking about here, right?
The point was if this, okay, let's assume this whole list, because even Wes and I did talk about this. We did a video on it as well, and I was very skeptical of this list, even though I had it confirmed from an insider as well. Now, and that was pre-Liefeld, saying nope, not me. The Jubilee is the main character of that Free Comic Book Day book that we know that they're relaunching. They're trying to relaunch this as the kind of tie to the relaunch of the X-Men 97 animated series.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And Jubilee is kind of the audience insert. The
way she was in the cartoon.
The way she was in the cartoon. We know Gail is writing a Jubilee-led story for Free Comic Book Day. All of the pieces match up. So the idea that putting that there is to quote unquote trigger the chuds is stupid, because there's a lot of other things on here that might be there for that reason. But
Iron Man and the X-Men, written by Dan Slott, would trigger a lot more people than Gail Simone Jubilee-led team.
Yeah, and my commentary on that when I saw that was, it kind of makes sense, and the reason why it kind of makes sense is because Brevert's he never wanted this job. He said it at the time when he was announced. I had to be begged by, I can't remember, not Bill Jemas. Who's the guy that's the other, not the publisher now, the one that's been there for a little while, but not CB, whoever it is. Yeah, Marvel's publisher. He had to get begged to take this gig. So, and we know that Brevert's not going outside at his age. He's not going outside of his comfort zone of creators that he already is working with in the Avengers office. And Dan Slott's right there too. Makes sense.
Yeah. And good Lord.
I
said, I think that triggers more people than Gail Simone or Jubilee.
I mean, that probably triggers Maranya more. Even with Mid Duggan bringing a little bit better than Cantwell, that's just like, we gave you a little bit of the taste of, it might be going the right direction, and now we're just kicking the nuts again.
By the way, Jay was talking about Gaines, the EC magazine guy. That's what he was talking about. Whoops. I don't have my glasses. I couldn't see it. Sorry.
All right.
There we go. Good books.
Because Jubilee, she's just got little fireworks powers, it kind of is pretty silly. The idea, I'm sure that some writer could write that kind of book and make it fine. It'd be fine. It would make sense. Maybe Jubilee would come out, even more badass than she's ever been or something. Who knows? But to me, knowing that this is bullshit, it just seems like it was formulated to get a response. Iron Man and the X-Men. described as X-Men as Avengers. I mean, there could be some valid reasons to think something like that could happen. I mean, there is. So basically, the entirety of this Iron Man run, almost that currently Gary Duggan's been doing, is been entwined with the Krakoa X-Men stuff and Emma Frost. Literally, the last several
he's
issues
just going to go
have
down the
been
list
all
here.
under the, and then saying that Dan Slott is on it. Look, Chuds hate Dan Slott.
That's right. I'm assuming. Okay, so I'm assuming he's not talking about cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. So to him, Chuds are people who actually care about the comic book characters to the point where when they're written poorly, we say you're doing it wrong, instead of just accepting anything Marvel and DC is giving you, no matter how against character these books are. Now, I'm assuming that's what you mean, because that's our argument, not the shit you make up there. I heard somebody call him Dane. But the actual argument is we want the continuity. We want the characters to be written as the human beings that they were for sometimes 80 years. Now, you're an idiot. So you're going to, and by the way, you insult others. I'm not going to insult you. You're an idiot. You will turn that into, well, you don't want anything to change. You don't want anything to, it's bullshit. And it's a bullshit argument. It has been since I've started doing this 7-8 years ago. The thing is, what that means is the core of the character should never change. If you're straight, you don't become gay. If you're white, you don't become black. If you're black, you don't become white. You see how it works? You got to work with the core of the character. And from there, also, one thing I don't like that DC and Marvel is doing is there's a certain power set. You know, if you all of a sudden need Superman to have magnetism, not that that's happened, you're an idiot. I know you'll pull into that one. But if you need him to have magnetism, sorry, wrong. That's not the way to beat the villain. You got to find a way that they can beat him through what they already have. Don't create new shit. But there you go. That's that's basically what we are saying when we're saying. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, if it was early 2000s, Gail Simone, I would be excited for this book.
Like I said, if she drops Twitter and focuses on the writing, I very much think I would like this.
She was on Birds of Prey, took it from Chuck Dixon. It was great.
Yep. Some say improved it.
Honestly, Gail, I think she is friendly with Tom Brevoort, so that made sense. She plus all the other information, and honestly, when's the last time Gail has had an ongoing? She hasn't, because she hasn't been able to keep one. She hasn't had any success on the miniseries she's done.
Yeah.
So she's right now at that kind of last gasp of a career. And we know, because of there's been a half dozen creators that have come out and publicly said, yeah, I was offered the X books. I said no. Yeah, I was offered the X books. I said no. So everybody that actually has any options in the industry is saying no to this title. So Gail being friendly with Tom, plus needing a hit. She needs it. Her career absolutely needs it, or she's going to be, I hate to say it, but going to be one of those people doing GoFundMe's and living in their car.
Call Eric July.
Yeah.
They're hiring classic. Oh, by the way, I was talking to Mike Grell, and his handler, he goes, it's something that Marvel and DC are refusing to pay people like Mike Grell any kind of page rate that they deserve. I said, Ripperverse is down the street and around the corner here. And he's like, can you talk to him? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any connection, but I'll send him
he was actually Ripper was there as Jared July was at the MegaCon.
Yeah, he was at MegaCon. That's what I meant by down the street and around the corner.
Okay.
He was literally from Mike Grell's booth. You just step out, you walk.
If Mike Grell walked over there by him, I think Eric would be like, dude, let's go.
Yeah, you know what? I will say that it should go the other way. And with all respect, Rippaverse should approach. But Hey guys, let's start it here. Send the messages, man. Mike Grell on the Rippaverse. One thing I hear is, they got some awesome writers with Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon. Let's get
Chuck,
one of
Oh
the
my-
best comic book artists of all time, and
Dude.
definitely one of the best living.
I would go crazy if Dixon and Grell teamed up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be
what do you
cool.
want?
Okay, let's move forward.
Dan Slott. And yeah, that Sandman says he's not going to be writing that because he's already on 2 monthlies. And let's be fucking honest. The last time Dan Slott wrote an Iron Man book, it wasn't good. Most people didn't like it. It didn't sell well. Iron Man 2020, that whole thing. I couldn't even, you want to talk about how it's hard to write bad comics? That was pushing it close to bad for me.
How is it bad to write bad comics when they're fucking everywhere?
Here's the logic here. Here's where his logic fails. You think that means anything to Marvel's and their editorial department just because it sucks, just because everyone hated it, just because it didn't sell for shit doesn't mean they're not going to try it another 14 times. Because that's what they do. They don't admit that they're wrong. They just believe they haven't done enough of it yet.
Steve Orlando.
Yeah. How many cracks at all the titles? I mean, Slott has failed at everything except for ASM. And honestly, I still argue that he just managed to bring it down to, bare minimum ASM, like the guys that have had it on their pull list for 40 years, and haven't read it in 25. But there's and I'm firmly of the opinion that there's between 50 and 60,000 of those people in the world.
And that way with Teen Titans, I would buy it,
and they're buying all the variants.
I was reading it.
Yeah, and that's all. That's what Dan got ASM down to for a while. Now he picked it up at the end, but for the most part, he brought it down to that, bare minimum, like lowest common denominator ASM sales. And, again, him and Brevert have a very close relationship. They've been working together for Dan's entire tenure at Marvel. And, literally, I'm pretty sure Tom was the guy that hired him to Ren and Stimpy. So,
I will say this, and I'll back it up. I loved Dan Slott's run on She-Hulk. I absolutely loved it.
I don't like Mike Allred's art. I'm weird.
Yes, you are.
Wait,
Mike Allred?
Yeah. I'm just not a huge fan of. He was the artist on a lot of that She-Hulk.
I thought it was what's his name from Man of All Seasons. Am I thinking of different names? Hold on just a sec. I thought.
Hold on, maybe I'm wrong.
Is Mike Allred Madman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? But isn't this the art that was on She-Hulk?
We can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
You're way too small. No, I don't believe it was Tim Sale. I'm pretty sure it was.
I could be wrong too. It's been a while. So I'll leave it open and say I
could be wrong.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen who have not met him yet, this is Pistachio. He, as I've been told many times, he's not a replacement for my little Twiddles, who's the boy up in the corner there. However, he is okay. The problem is Twiddles was 13. He was quiet. He would sit on my shoulder, not do much. This one's 2 years old, and so everything's new to him, and he's much more bitey and rambunctious. So will you stop? Okay, there you go. All right, but anyway, Pistachio, the world, Pistachio. All righty, let me get that video back up and bounce to it here. All right.
I was just like, I just think all of this is a really bad take on Iron Man. I didn't fucking enjoy it.
Oh, hold on, we're still seeing you.
Alred liked.
Going ahead.
We're still seeing you.
Oh, I didn't. I thought I shared it.
No, you just gotta go back to the normal thing.
There we go. Sorry. I thought it was off camera. I was like, my little boy's a big
I know
boy.
we're watching
Little
you.
boy. Yeah, okay. So I just embarrassed myself a little bit. Hey, I love my pets. I love my birds. I don't love my birds, but I love my birds. There you go. All right. Where are we here? It is, and let's go.
2 or 3 issues. But so then we get to this one with Rob Liefeld. And now Rob Liefeld has been tweeting, some vague cryptic shit, because that's what Rob Liefeld does. They bring Rob Liefeld back on to do a little side book here and there. That's the most they're willing to do for Rob. I wish they wouldn't do that. I think that's fucking stupid. I think that he's not a fucking good writer. I think that he's not a good artist. I think that he's a fucking dickhead, and that he's trashed other people in the industry, left and right, and that, he's also kind of like done some mild trashing of like LGBT readers and stuff. So, fuck.
Show your receipts, jackass. Seriously,
Yep.
show your fucking receipts, because I follow Rob Liefeld too, and haven't seen any of that bitch shitting. Oh, he goes up against the LGBT. This man has not hated a person since I have known of him in the late 80s. He might hate individual people who have done him wrong and therefore have trash talked, as everybody does, including your goddamn self. Holy shiitake mushrooms. And also, I haven't seen too many comic book creators these days tweet out how much they love comic books. Instead, they tweet out about how much they hate people who don't think like them.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't think Rob Liefeld is the greatest of artists either. And I've read his writing, but don't freaking attack the guy's character. This is why you're such a fucking prick, Dane. Argue the topic, argue the point, not the person, because you're not making a point if all you do is attack the people. Alrighty, I'm sorry.
I'll just say there's only 2 people that or at least I follow the comic book industry. Rob Liefeld's one of them. The other one is Jeremy Adams, and they both love their fans. They both love their jobs. Everyone else bitches about Trump.
Yeah. Rob spends almost all of his time on Twitter talking about comics.
Exactly.
Which is something that
gave away X-men Rmors, remember last year?
Yeah. I mean, look, whether you like the guy, I mean, Rob, he's a fountain of industry knowledge, probably the best living fountain of that knowledge, because he's maybe, but anything other than when it comes to himself, because he is very, very thin skinned though, and that's fine. But the guy has an absurd amount of comic book knowledge, like his comic book history knowledge.
One of a bigger somebody who could be perceived as a worse person than Rob Liefeld is a bigger fountain of knowledge, in my opinion, and that is mainly because of the books that they've done. Mark Waid, by the way. Yeah, he is. Waid. I know, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Same with Kurt Busiek, who I've been in arguments with. They did the freaking Marvel, so they had to read all these books, and they had. I want to say Mark Waid. I could be wrong, but I believe he was involved in the Legion of Superheroes, Who's Who. So he had to do all the and also of Who's Who. So he had to do all the research on those. Like him, hate him. Most people hate him. You got to give it up that the dude knows his shit.
Like I said,
and then there's Paolo, who knows everything. So there you go.
Social media ruined it every because these people didn't have weren't out there and bad-mouthing politicians. If they do, they weren't doing it in public. Yeah. So like I said, these people like Mark Waid is, and a lot of them, some of them are doing it because they're afraid of being blacklisted, when other ones are just total dicks like Mark Waid. Yeah. But I gotta give this up. Mark Waid can still write a decent story. He doesn't put what he talks about on Twitter into his books.
I will say once again, Archie 1941, one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Are you serious? You're okay.
Jay, he clicked great at writing and douchebagging.
Yeah. and coming back to this list though, I'm sitting here going, these were the ones where I was like, I mean, maybe, but only if they decided to completely change course.
Mhm.
And they couldn't, they ended up splitting their decision on how they were going to relaunch this line.
And Uncanny X-Force, that sounds like a believable title. That sounds like something they would do.
They actually did.
And they've done Uncanny X-Force twice. Remender did it, and then fucking Cy Spurrier did it. So that was kind of a waste of time. But looking at this list, and we knew that Rob was working on a final Deadpool run that hadn't happened yet, and we weren't sure what form it was going to take at the time, because we knew Bad Blood came out like 10 years ago. Badder Blood got delivered like 6 or 7 years ago, and then only actually finally got released like last year. And he did deliver that to Heather Ontos, who just kind of sat on it for like 5 years, but that's neither here nor there.
You can do videos and videos.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not even going to bother with that. It's more of just a novelty, but we knew he was about to do something else involving Deadpool. And at the same time, they were doing a relaunch. So I feel like this part, like the whole Rob section of this, was the part that was the most outlandish and speculatory.
Yeah,
and recently he came and retired Deadpool.
And I kind of wonder, I mean, maybe he did want to do this, but he got tired of being dicked around by Marvel.
Could be.
That's what I'm speculating. So these were possibly in the works, and then they decided to last minute, we're going to cancel again. We're going a different direction.
My thoughts on this whenever I first saw it were actually, I'm like, okay, I can see all the ones that have teams listed there. I thought, okay, these were probably the original plans or very close to. But I think, and I had the feeling that somebody at the upper level had cold feet about going in the direction with, the Uncanny X-Men, the Iron Man and the X-Men, all the rest of those that have the teams listed. And they reached out to some, because it's no real major deviation from what's not selling right now, other than the fact that they're not going to be on drug dealing orgy island anymore. That's the only difference here. Like the talent level of the creators and the names of the creators and the direction of the stories was not terribly different than what's going on and not selling right now. And I felt like maybe they did reach out to Rob. Maybe somebody did reach out to him, and he threw a bunch of titles at them, and they said, okay. And then they gave up on that too.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was getting Eric in. You were talking to them. So,
no, sorry.
Let's move in. No, I'm glad you're here to add insight. Are you kidding?
You know what is?
Also, and here is Mr. Eric Back Issue Breen.
I feel like Eric felt he was being replaced by Doc.
I was wondering, Doc, are you holding auditions for the aficionados?
No, not really, but
I know, right?
I thought I was in Bizarro World.
Well, apparently Pistachio made it. I did not. So.
Well, last week, 2 weeks ago, I got brought on to Carrie from Nerdy Girl Creates, her Otaku Tuesday. They were talking manga stuff, but they were only there to talk grading that night, and because Beckett was doing manga grading and me explaining why this was such a stupid idea. And well, I ended up being exactly right on all of it. And then I almost got dragged into Pop by Culture last week too. So
wow, you're almost touring yourself out as much as Eric is. So.
I know.
Yeah, right.
See, but Eric doesn't get paid though.
Yeah, but I don't have an Eric is right movement.
Oh, there you go.
brain is.
Well, the thing is you don't have to. Eric.
Yes, we just
People
know
just
you're
know.
right.
All right, let's move forward on the video here.
Rob Liefeld. I don't think there's any reason for him to continue getting work, but whatever. He's got a name. So that's the reason that they bring him back, is people know the name.
Sure, right, because people
he
don't
sells
like his
books.
work.
They're not going to give.
I don't like a lot of Rob Liefeld's work. Doesn't mean that other people don't. He just completely dismissed a 30-year career.
30 years of people complain about his feet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Of Rob Liefeld, who is just infamous for not being able to fucking keep a book current, not being able to get things out on time. They're not going to wrest several fucking titles from their biggest moneymaker in the year that a Deadpool and Wolverine movie is coming out. They're not going to give that to Rob Liefeld. I'm sorry. It's just, that would be like, there would never have been a more fatal mistake, in my opinion, as far as like choosing someone to be on a book.
If we notice,
not being able to draw feet is the least
on.
of his problems, to be honest.
Go ahead.
If we notice, at no point did it say that Rob was actually going to be involved in the creative.
That
He's
is
not
true.
writing.
It just says, yeah.
Or pitched and developed. So at best, he's a showrunner. That's what it seemed like to me. That was
that's actually what it says there. So yeah, but that should not stop you from demeaning the man's character.
Yeah,
that's what we're learning here. Deathmate Red was delayed again. There you go. It's funny because talking to each other there. Let's move forward.
So that's not happening. All new Wolverine. I don't know, maybe, but like Dark X-Force. I mean, look, Dark X-Force is already the dark one. Like, what are you talking about? Dark X-Force. X-Force is Dark X-Men. That's where some of the shadier shit happens.
Is he bitching about a title?
I think so.
I mean, okay, X-Force is the darkest of the X-Men, but now they call it Dark X-Force, and you're gonna bitch about the title? I mean, I guess I have. They did a JLA called JLA Odyssey when I'm like, it's the Outsiders. Why not just call it the Outsiders?
Actually, there was a Dark X-Men too. I know that. Sorry. That's a different thing.
Hey.
Nonetheless, Dark X-Force doesn't make any sense. And then Ms. Marvel and the New Mutants. Written by Rainbow Rowell. School book. All new characters. This seems also intentionally, kind of formulated. Right?
Why?
Yeah, what's about a school book is are you saying that the conservatives are going to have a hard time with a school book based on the X-Men? Guess who's not going to read Ms. Marvel school book? It's going to be in schools. The fuck are you talking about?
Rainbow Rowell has a history of writing. She's basically the only person that's ever made Miss Marvel sell. We know that they're going to integrate Miss Marvel in. They've already started integrating her as a main character in the X-Men. And again, synergy with the introduction of the X-Men into the MCU and the X-Men 97 cartoon that are both in the not too distant future. That book makes sense.
It does make sense, and especially Rainbow Rowell was doing the She-Hulk book while She-Hulk show was on the Disney Plus, and they're still going with that. So I mean, I could see them throwing her on a Miss Marvel book.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, not met Rainbow Rowell. She's never done Miss Marvel, but she did Runaways. She's done a couple. She's done a number of other teen-centric books. She's a YA. She came into comics from doing YA stuff. Again, but regardless of whether or not she's ever made Miss Marvel sell, she is it seems like the appropriate title to put her on. It seems almost tailor-made for her.
Okay.
Gail Simone's presence in the X office was recently revealed, so that's not a surprise. What is a surprise is just about everything else. Okay. So the reason that we now know this is, look, at the very least, the Deadpool Rob Liefeld stuff has been debunked, which just it stands to reason that all of it is bullshit. And how do we know that has been debunked? Well, new era of Deadpool finds the Merc with the Mouth in death's grip. This came out like this.
Just ahead of his return to the big screen next year, Marvel's most iconic mercenary will headline a brand new solo ongoing comic book series. Hitting stands in April, Deadpool will be written by Cody Ziegler, known for his acclaimed work on Miles Morales' Spider-Man, and drawn by Roge Antonio, the artist behind some of the Venom and Carnage's bloodiest recent adventures. Together, they'll take readers and wade guns blazing into a new age packed with Deadpool's specific brand of violence and lunacy, along with a heavy dose of deadly family drama. In addition to the brand new archenemy named Death Grip, who may very well live up to his name, the series will also feature Deadpool's daughter Ellie in a pivotal role. It's a father-daughter duo the Marvel Universe isn't ready for. And if Death Grip has his way, it'll only lead to heartbreak. A new era for the Merc with a Mouth and a gun and a sword. Ziegler and Antonio have a wild ride planned for the Merc with a Mouth, introducing a terrifying villain who won't stop until he catches Wade in his death grip. But all work and no play makes Deadpool a very dead boy. That's what he's got on the screen there.
Same day that I started seeing these rumors going around. Hitting stands in April. Deadpool will be written by Cody Ziegler, known for his acclaimed work on Miles Morales, packed with Deadpool's specific brand of Deadpool's daughter Ellie in a pivotal role.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know he was
Rob Liefeld. And look, here's this. This is a dope ass cover. It's really cool.
That is terrible cover.
It is yet to be revealed if there will be bubbles.
Hey, what's terrible about it? The nut shot, the fact that the proportions are wrong, like the leg towards us is a lot shorter than the one behind us.
It's not. I think it's just the fact that knees and hips don't bend like that, like at all. Like he has a broken femur right now.
You know,
It
could be. I was gonna say real quickly that Deadpool he's always got broken bones, so maybe it's healing wrong.
Yeah, this is, and honestly, here's the thing: just because they announced Cody Ziegler's doing a book, congratulations. That's also means that it's canceled at issue 6.
There you go.
So by the time they get to doing the relaunch, they could have an opening for a Deadpool book because Cody Ziegler's never done anything.
But it also doesn't mean that Rob Liefeld wasn't in talks to do, or, as you said, show running other books, especially considering the fact that this is now, and we're talking about when that movie comes out. 2 different eras.
Yeah. His arm's messed up. I can't look at so far back.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
This jungle.
Bubbles buried in this jungle. Bubbles buried in this jungle.
You know what I mean?
The fuck? Gail Simone has responded to these plans on Blue Ski. She just said, ha, 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 ha. Is this the end? It was like 1,000 minutes of, okay, yeah, all that time. All right. Man, I got to say, I'm doing YouTube wrong. I know I am because I don't have the views and all that kind of stuff, but I don't get the long intros and the long outros. 30 seconds, guys. That's all you need. 30 seconds.
Or
there you go, kid.
Or we could do just like we do on Aficionados every week.
Oh, I'm not.
You just tell people to go home and then end the show.
There you are. Yeah, I hate long intros to everything. I'm just like, okay, click. Here's the point. I watched Steven Crowder. You know, it takes 20 minutes for them to get into whatever they're talking about. So there you go, guys. That's the whole rumor mill. That's actual fandom versus. It's kind of funny because he didn't exactly go after Wes. It was like, oh, he made this video, and let me just not. We didn't hear any of Wes's opinions. We didn't hear any of Wes talking about anything. It was just him going, well, so what were you arguing about? Like, honestly, if it was more of a, look, I know I'm using their names for clout right now. I've got both the pictures and the names and the freaking title and everything, but that's what you're doing here. You're not actually, there's nothing of substance. There's definitely nothing of Wes in that video. If Wes was saying, well, this is my opinion on this particular rumor, and then you came after it, okay, you've got a reason to put his face on the video. I thought it was going to be a Wes versus Thinking, what is his name? Anti-fandom guy. I thought it was going to be him versus Wes, and that's why I put the thumbnail the way it did. Because that's the way he presented that freaking video. But there was none of that in that. You could have easily have just put up Marvel's thing. Here's the list of rumors. I don't believe it. Or what's that site, Doc, that they were talking about?
Blue Sky?
Comical opinions.
There you go. Comical opinions. Put them up because you had nothing to do with Wes on that.
He wanted, honestly, I can tell you exactly what this dude was doing. He wanted beef. He wanted beef for internet clout, and nobody gave it to him. Except for me. Yeah. And you didn't even do it until a month later. Look, no. I'm not complaining about it. I think it's just funny. This dude went out of his way to make a video, and nobody even cared until it finally stumbled across our viewing screen a month later. There's a couple of people. There's one in particular. He's coming in. He wants me to go after chaos, organized chaos or something like that. And he keeps saying, "Oh, and this person went after Wes. This person went after this, and this." And so I was like, okay, I'm literally bored today because, my wife went to work. Elizabeth's in her room doing her thing. I try. If you ever sat down to watch a movie and it's like you watch 5 minutes of 10 movies because you just can't get into anything. And I was like, you know what? Let's go yell at something.
Yeah, that's why YouTube was created, for people like you.
It really was. Yeah. Bird, I love you, but I swear to gosh, God damn it. I fucking I miss Twiddles. But yeah, so I thought, okay, let's go after this guy like I've gotten requests for, and that's why I brought it up. But you know what? There's no Wes in this. I could do a better freaking give me a Wes video. I could do a better EFAP. I mean, we probably create beef that's not there, but Wes and I beef more than this on aficionados. By the way, to a guy 50-year-old, beefing means farting. Okay, just let's get that out there.
I would say if you want clicks, just say that Wes is mean and will let you on his channel. There you go.
No, I'm just...
that'd be more entertaining watching that than watching what that guy had to say.
I was wondering, like I said, I did send a message and never got back. I was wondering if Wes finally got really pissed at me for saying, they're just because they're just taking my ideas. Him and what's the other guy? Comic Perch. Yeah.
What's the other guy? Wow.
I'm sorry,
I don't remember who he is. He's not important.
Yeah, because they used to like I would have a live stream and then 2 days later or a day later they would be talking about the same thing, saying the same things.
You just killed LK. He's like, Doc's on with E. What the hell's ending?
Well, I get done from work and I see Doc on with E. Yep. Apparently there's somebody there, Doc. I am out of the loop, huh?
Doc got bored today and he started watching Angleteen stream.
Oh my god!
I saw the topic come up and I'm like, oh, what the hell is this shit?
Well, yeah, like I said, I especially with Wes, more of Wes than the actual Phantom guy. I don't want to talk about somebody behind their back, in this kind of thing. I mean, obviously we may tell a joke, we may take a shot or something like that, but that's nothing. But if you're doing a video like this, because what if he had presented something where I was like, yeah, Wes is completely wrong on this. I would want him to be able to argue for himself.
Ouchtown, population 1, you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I added the ats and all that kind of stuff. What's that?
Does anybody, including Doc, remember that he was on one of our Monday night shows about 4 years ago?
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, actually,
yes. So I mean, that was during the Doc is maybe sort of kind of right years, but yeah.
Okay. Hello to Chuck Flea. Actually, I remember that name.
Are you talking about COVID or
pre-COVID? Who says there is a war between Eric July and EVS? It's one of the dumbest things I've heard. I've seen it.
There's no war. It's just EVS complaining.
Yeah, I do hear that come like at any time Iconic puts out a comic book, there's a war with EVS and Iconic. Now Rippa's doing well, so there's a war with EVS and Rippa. Here's the thing. This is the big secret about doing reaction and shock and the kind of stuff I'm doing right now, is that if you make your channel rely on that, if you don't have an enemy, you have to create one. You have to go out and you have to find one. And if you can't find one outside of your borders, you have to find one within. And in this case, that's what Ethan does. That's what Ethan did with Iconic. That's what Ethan is doing with Rippa right now. Now, I am saying that because that is what I know. I haven't seen this. I don't know if Eric's in the wrong. I don't know if Ethan is in the wrong. I haven't seen it. You guys probably know better than I do. And to be more honest, I have looked into Isam. And that's all I want to say about that until I do a proper review. But yeah, I
need to read it, but I think it's bad.
I wish it was. I really wish it was. I mean, there are bad parts about it, but mostly, yeah.
Like I said, you got Chuck Dixon on there. And if you're saying the Chuck Dixon book sucks,
Rhaegar's saying he likes it more. I want to know something then, because I saw the Geeks and Gamers people, right? I watched they were watching a video that was made about toxic fandom, of which I was included. For no good reason, by the way, because they put my video up and showed me talking about Rose Tico. My whole video was, guys, don't go after Kelly Tran for playing Rose Tico, because if anybody came up to you and said, would you like to play the character of Rose Tico, even if you're a big freaking black dude, you go, yeah, I'd play a short Asian girl just to be in a Star Wars movie. Don't blame that.
That's in the next one.
Yeah, I know, right? But that was my whole point. Go after Rose Tico, bad character, fine, but don't go after Kelly Tran. She was just working, and to be in a Star Wars movie would be a great opportunity.
Now, if she's running her mouth off at you, then you have a right to.
Right, but the thing is they showed this video on this toxic fandom video, and I'm watching it, and it's the it's the Friday Night Tights guys, and Nerdrotic Gary, who's been on this channel before he blew up, and he was like, hey, England team. And I hear Jeremy go, like, what the fuck? When did I piss in Jeremy's cereal, man? I don't remember this. But it turns out he actually had a beef from when I when I was doing the debate with Ethan. He was on Ethan's side for there. So I wonder, Jeremy, you still hate me now that you're beefing with EVS too? Because that was the whole source of it. Long freaking build up for
which Jeremy? Is there like 3 of them now?
Yeah, there's Quartering and Geeks and Gamers. Is there a third one? Let's see. Nice. I'm on Eric July's side out of pure spite. I don't even know why they are beefing. And just like Eric Moore, Jay's saying EVS ran a lot of us off because we loved comics and not him. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Isam is mid, says cartoons. Dark Admiral saying, I don't think most went after her. I don't buy it. Wait, what?
Maybe Kelly Tran.
Kelly Tran. Okay. Actually, no. I've seen the comments that were on my video, and they were racist, sexist. They were horrible. The things or some of them, I should say. Will you stop? It's not hair anymore. You're just digging into scalp. Ow. Fucking hell.
Jay, I also want to know, Jay, were you on a site with a cup and 2 girls? What the hell are you talking about?
Jay, hello, and thank you very much to Chuck Flea. Before F&T, there was Jeff Hicks, remember? F&T?
Friday Night Tights.
Friday Night Tights. Okay. All
right. I just don't. I don't get it. I mean, with a lot of these folks, I just plain don't get it.
What, with the infighting and all that?
Yeah, like that's the one
clicks.
Thing, I get it. It's clicks, but at the same time, you can get just as many clicks. Just not even necessarily being positive, but just having fun and not necessarily needing to like go out, like, get friendly fire.
Here's something. Here's the way some of it happens, because I've been involved in some of this. What will happen is me and Eric, RDV, Dalton, whomever, we're joking around, and Wes gets brought up. Okay. And I say, yeah. He made another video based on what I said the other night. And I've got this big old grin. Obviously, I'm joking. Then somebody who's a fan of Wes goes over, oh my gosh, he's saying you're stealing your shit, you know? And all of a sudden, it's not okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's, oh, it's serious. And he thinks you're a thief, and he thinks you're a ripoff. And person gets Wes gets mad, so he makes a video, that son of a bitch, and he's going, and then I'm like, wait, what the fuck, Wes, what the fuck? And then I go off on Wes, and all of a sudden there's a beef. It's happened a lot like that. Now granted, I get it, we go after each other, we tell all sorts of bad jokes and everything, and maybe somebody isn't that kind of person, you know, but I've always believed your friends are the ones you can insult the most.
I want to point out, Geeky Puppet Show is just basically what I do. Jason here, I just want to read and collect cool comic books, and that's what I talk about. I've said it, like, you know, if you wanted to hear about the bad books in the industry, there's tons of channels that are talking about what's currently sucks right now. I just promote the books that I like, and then I'm curious, you know, when I do the Tuesdays, Thursdays, as to what other people are reading, because we're all different. That
being said, next up on Bad Comic Beatdown will be Green Lantern #4.
Wait, you're not doing the DC Love Fest?
Oh, DC, I'm sure that is
the
a
80 page. Is it Danny Larson?
No, I would not do that in one sitting, because I would not want to bore the people who are involved.
There is a Danny Larson. There's a Danny Larson.
I'm sorry, I nodded off. Hey, Mastodon, how's it going?
But anyway, thank you very much for the super chat, Chuck. Really, that's effed up. She was kidding to give her the Stooges hit. Wait, what are we talking about?
I think they're talking about Kelly Tran again.
Oh, Kelly Tran. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, yeah, you see her walking the carpet and everything. She's actually a very lovely young lady. Let's see. Rhaegar is saying, can you say low hanging fruit? Some of the people you mentioned are only in it for that. The lowest common denominator is more important than authenticity. Lots of kayfabe. That's another channel, right? Kayfabe.
No, it's
Comics Kayfabe. That's Ed Piskor's channel.
Yeah, the people who do those those comics,
Grand Design books.
Grand Design. Yeah, they're YouTube videos in comic book form. You want to know the history of X-Men? Here's the history of X-Men. It's basically the same thing you would do in a YouTube video.
And if you want to hear the Irish version of the X-Men, watch Geeky Puppet Show, where we do Irish accents with Eric.
There you go. All righty.
What is this, dueling shills?
Yeah. I forgot my banjo at home, okay?
Yeah. All righty. Well, I'm being eaten by a bird right now. I don't know. Do we have anything to actually say anymore about all of this? Once again, I apologize, guys. I thought he was going to go after Wes, and that's why I jumped in, and instead he went after another site altogether. That wasn't. Yeah,
Admiral, we all want to drink like the Breeze and Doc's comic knowledge to download. But honestly, I would run a room. Capallo takes up everything. Him and Joe Corallo.
Okay. Well,
I love Joe.
So Doc, what is your poison? What is it that you get into as far as geekdom and such like that?
I am just a hardcore X-Men fan.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I literally gave up modern comics about 18 months ago now.
What's that like?
The only time I read anything is when Wes makes me read it for Worst of the Week that we do every week. He makes me read a bad comic book. He made me read a bunch of those a couple issues of the Fire and Ice book for the DC one.
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
The one with the weird, like, there's no plot to it.
The Drake Show mom.
Yeah, the drag show mom.
What in the 80-year history of Ma Kent says that she goes to drag show?
Yeah, exactly. And why did one of the drag queens look like Pa Kent in drag?
Yeah, I know. It turned out
like,
who was that, Eric?
Who's what?
It was the Don Rickles character you mentioned, right? The guy in the drag show.
That wasn't me.
I swear I got that info from you, but holy crap, yeah, that was horrible.
I would
But
say as far as you dipped out of books. If you can find the Dan Jurgens Tarzan Lord of the Jungle books, those were great. Those came out last year.
I mean, I'm always interested in giving something a shot. But
Breen will tell you what he's been reading, and you might share interest with Breen. Breen is very picky too.
The book I'm interested in doing is Skeeter's #2. We did the first book. It was so much fun. This was a 90s monster movie brought into comic book form. Will you stop? It was a hell of a lot of fun. We did as a bad comic beatdown, but we're so entertained. It is awesome.
yeah,
Go on ahead.
I've been just trying to finish up my Uncanny run from 1 to 600. I'm down to 2 issues now.
Is it issue number 1 and 2?
No, I knocked out my number 1. Oh, well, like 2 years ago, right before it skyrocketed.
Right before people got free money.
Yeah, and I bought that. And I bought my 4 relatively recently because that's one I'd been sitting on. But no, actually 63 and 80.
Oh, those shouldn't be too hard to find.
No, they really shouldn't, except for now 80 might, because it's during the reprint era.
Yeah.
And those books are strangely difficult to find.
Well, they're also hitting now.
Yeah.
I've noticed that people are like, well, we can't get the original. Let's go for the reprint era that people have been ignoring. So Mastodon is asking, who is Wes? There's a channel called Thinking Critical, and he is the lead on that one. He's the owner of that particular channel.
Yeah, it's his show.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a mob boss. He runs aficionados.
Who is Milton Berle? He's a comedian from the 1940s and 50s.
You guys think it's just cute that he lives in the Philippines?
You need a wireless headphone. Sooner or later, the bird is going to bite those wires off. I know, right? Old school comedian, really old school. Yep. Let's see. Why Google when Jaggle's right here? There you go. That's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. But yeah, Wes is his channel's blown up. He's got the views. Mine has been crashed, but thank you for the 29 people watching. I assume that people got the word out the docs here, therefore they're watching my channel.
Oh, come on, man. I love coming to watch you guys. I just don't get a chance very often because I'm normally, I'm lucky that I was actually free this week.
Yeah, we're everybody over 20 we can attribute to Doc.
There you go.
So congratulations, Doc. At the moment, you're worth 6 people.
Woohoo!
There you are.
6 whole people.
Yeah, that's true. Mine is usually around 20, 21. So there you go. Hey, we were at 29 for a moment. That was awesome. That was like the old days. I appreciate that. Yeah, and then I saw everybody's like, well, Kim, he's saying hello to us. Run!
He's talking about old GCG.
I know, right? Yeah, I've only got 2 periods in my entire life: the birth of my children and when I was in OGCG. Okay, I've seen a few of his videos. Never heard of the other gentleman in the title line. That is actual fandom. There is a group of guys that got together to talk about other YouTubers. That's all they do. By the way, that literally is all they do. They talk about other YouTubers rather than comics and such. And the whole point is that if you are questioning comic books, then like the comic book creators, you are not a fan of comics. If you just buy them, no matter what they're doing to your favorite characters, you are a fan of comic books. That's their whole shtick. So they go after Gary at Nerdrotic. They go after the Geeks and Gamers. They go after Wes, apparently, and anybody who has a different opinion of them.
They are the apparently they are the don't ask questions, just shut up, consume product, and wait for more product meme come to life.
BG Dubs, I like Red Letter Media too, because that's the nerd crew, right?
The cat on the guy's shoulder in the cartoon Avatar was kind of a giveaway there.
Yeah. I still say he's stealing Frugal's shtick.
Because he is.
Yes.
I mean, that's why you get a bird.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Nobody wants my shtick. I got a bird. If you get a bird for your freaking videos, make sure he's 13 fucking years old. Okay, don't get a young one there.
Make sure it's a picture of him.
Yeah.
At least Frugal's likable.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Right.
Let me see what
The only thing with
Actual-
Wes is like we noticed there's a lot of editing. A lot
Actual
of editing.
Fandom or the Nerd Crew come to life.
And I wonder how much is that doc being edited out?
Oh, a lot. And that's why he has a Patreon. Literally for unedited me.
Yeah,
I'm not
Doc's like having a college professor. If your college professor swore like a sailor.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you actually learn something, but you have to filter through an unlimited stream of F-bombs to get there.
Wait. So you know a lot about comics?
A decent bit, yes.
Would you
I
be
would-
willing to go up against Maranya in a game of comic book Jeopardy?
Oh, I knew what's coming.
Oh, I mean, first of all, the question would be when.
When you can.
I mean, yeah. Like, now here's the thing. You start asking me questions about DC, I'm fucking retarded. Like, completely and utterly
You would lose.
useless.
I got all over the place. I try to mix and match, but I'm a DC guy, so a lot of the questions do skew. But I can change that.
I mean, Eric gets confused when he starts going past 2012.
No,
That's-
I just don't acknowledge it.
That is actually a lot of the questions are before 2012 when comics decided to take a nosedive. So Doc is Sam Kinison from Back to School. All righty.
That would be an accurate representation.
If you got a problem with Frugal, then the problem's with you. Cap's one of the most nicest dudes around. That is a fact. That is not an opinion. Captain Frugal is one of the nicest guys around. I get excited when you do Marvel Jeopardy stuff, says Rhaegar. Yeah, I could do that because I would like to see somebody take on Maranya, who is.
I am curious. So, who else on the Fish Channel just smokes a chimney like you two know? Like he's
Say
just
again?
like no. Wes is collecting smokers for his first panel.
Joel Carter, except for he's not smoking what we're smoking.
Yeah, that's true. So Doc, what is your consumption in a day now?
I'm still only at about a pack a day. It's been that way for 25 years. It hasn't really changed. However, I now just don't buy them at the store. I drive hours and hours away to buy them off the Indian reservation.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got it down to 12 a day. Yeah, but I sailed over 2 packs a day, and I just cut it down to 12 overnight. Mainly because it's too freaking expensive.
That's why I buy them at the fucking Indian reservation. They're like $2.60 a pack. It's like $25, $26 cartons.
Jesus Christ! What state is that in?
New York.
That's the second reason to move away.
I buy them 2 packs at a time. They last about 3 or 4 days. They were more than they were 3 or 4 days ago. Then again, what isn't?
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it just reminds me of Tulsa King, where he went to the weed farm. They're eating the edibles.
Yeah. No, we I started doing that this summer. And I'll make the drive up like about once a month. By like between me and the girlfriend, just get like 8-10 cartons, and that's good. Like, we're at this point, we're sitting there going, well, we don't even have to go in February because I think I still have like 8 cartons of fucking cigarettes upstairs.
was like Christmas gifts you hand out to the family.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There was
treat. Hey, kid, have some butts.
years ago, I used to get for whatever reason, my old boss would give me a bottle of Crown every year. I don't drink whiskey. Whiskey's got vitamin A for anger. It makes me mad, and I just get, more mad than normal. And so I literally used to just, after a few years, I had like, I don't know, 10 handles of Crown. I would literally just start handing them away to people. I'm like, here, do you want a bottle of Crown? Here, do you want a bottle of Crown?
Here's a pack of cigarettes and Crown. Yeah. In your stocking Christmas. The kid's like 12. Thanks.
The doc started it.
Here's a copy of X-Men too as well.
Yeah. Here, kid, here's a comic and a bunch of smokes. And here's a fifth of whiskey too.
That's awesome.
Whiskey is amazing, but I need good stuff.
No, we call that the 70s.
I drink gas station Fireball for money. That's the only drinking I ever do.
If the boy can cut grass, he can smoke and drink.
Yep.
Let's see. In college, my best friend and I used to sit in his dorm and Monday rolling machine making enough smokes to last us 3 weeks. Rhaegar's saying, Eric Breen, I used to watch people go to get cartons of cigarettes when we went in the Navy 20 years ago. They were expensive then, and I can't imagine what they cost now.
Just be glad you don't need to know.
There you go. Now, let's see. Jay saying, boy, I hear that. That's how I was with tequila. I'm trick-or-treating at Doc's this year.
Exactly. No, I have yet to have a trick-or-treater in like the 13 years of owning my house. No one comes on my street to trick-or-treat. And I kind of love it.
Oh,
I miss it. I gotta say, I'm a bit of a family man. I miss it. The whole trick-or-treating thing.
I'm 39 this year, and there are no other kids in my neighborhood anymore. So like, I was the last generation of kids. So we don't have to get candy anymore.
Yeah,
now with candy for ourselves.
I buy candy like I'm going to get a bunch of kids, knowing I'm not going to get any.
Yeah,
that's
what ends up happening. You buy six pounds of candy, and then it's like, well, I guess I'm eating Almond Joy for the week.
I would go with my nieces over to my sister's house. She's like 40 minutes west of me, and there'd always be this one house where they're handing out Jello shots to adults. I'm like, we're walking away back. He's like, you want another one? I'm like, sure.
Might as well.
It's right. It's like I kind of feel like I need to put a tip jar there to just give them tips. Like they're pretty good too, like little snack pack size Jello shots. Nice.
Ever notice people want to get a shot of tequila when you're already drinking a pitcher of beer? Beer sucks. I hate the taste. I hate the taste of alcohol anyway, but I don't understand
beer. I
do not understand the beer thing. Never have.
Well, for me, the beer thing is social. You go on the weekends, and I get a pitcher of beer, and we split it, and then I would start doing the $2 shots because I can't taste anything anymore.
Yeah, but it's horrible. I don't get it.
Get good beer.
Yeah,
I have tried high-end beer. I've tried it all. I've did all levels because people keep saying the same thing. It's like when you say you don't like mango. Well, what you need to try is, no, I'm sorry, dude. I'm glad it's your thing.
I started out in my 20s in Miller Lite, then I graduated to MGD. And then I started going to Steel Reserve, and I'm like, I need to stop.
And I'm gonna back you up on this, E.
Yeah.
Because where you are with beer is where I am with coffee.
Yeah.
If you have to doctor it up to the point to where you can't taste that it was coffee, then what's the point?
Sure.
Exactly.
So I can see that.
Coffee.
I was saying, here's a shock. I developed quite the fondness for the taste of beer.
Yeah. I remember you telling me.
At one time, I would. Yeah. In fact, there was a time when I would have one in my hand right now, and any other time you checked in.
What do you mean? You'd have two cans like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I used to. I'd go, not like about. I would stack them. I'd one on top of the other, and it was, here's one. Doc or America gets in this part of the country. Iron City.
Oh yeah,
It
Iron
was
City.
Cheap.
No,
It was Keystone 20 years before there was Keystone.
dude, you want to have? I'm remembering this from like 25 years ago. The Old German, which was quite possibly the worst beer I have ever tasted, and I've drank beer that is in the white can with the black lettering that just says beer. This is somehow worse than that. It was $2.50 a case in about 2002.
And that was just to cover the cost of the cans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what it. Well, I mean, I've always been of the opinion that anything made by Anheuser-Busch is just Clydesdale urine. But close enough.
Dylan would agree.
Now, I don't mind out the whiskey thing. I'm better off with, as my friends used to call me, a girl drink drunk. So give me the strawberry margarita, the pina colada, that kind of stuff. I like Fireball. I don't like gas station Fireball. That did not do me very well one year. I also like Wild Turkey was not bad. Whiskey is okay sometimes, but if it's not higher end, it really does taste like freaking turpentine smells.
I used to drink Jägermeister with a Red Bull and stuff, and then going to a recent study, my niece says, like, people who did that, it's like doing shots of cocaine, or just doing cocaine all the time. I was like, thanks for telling me now. I did it in my 20s. So I don't believe that, but then it's.
Yeah, I wonder if this part of the video is gonna get me shadow ban more,
or it might get you a sponsor.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Yes, I not gas station Fireball
For nicotine patches or for
and not Stroh's, because I say that is the worst beer I've ever had.
Bailey's is freaking awesome Macedon. I had that in Thailand quite a bit.
I can't drink Guinness. It's just
Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Irish whiskey is really good.
I can't drink anything lighter than Guinness.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you part German?
Well, I am, but it's not a real beer if you can see through it.
Okay.
Then it's just fun. Until then, it's just funny flavored water.
By the way, for those of you who just dropped in, I would like to welcome you to I Love Comics and Alcoholics.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know. I like comics, booze, and cigarettes.
My name is Eric, and I'm an alcoholic.
Let's go to get a drink.
Where's the hi, Eric's?
Hi,
Isn't that what they used to do
Eric.
at meetings? Which I haven't been to one in 31 years.
My name's Vic, and I'm only 12, and I drink alcohol every day.
Right. No, I have a bigger problem when it comes to food than I do otherwise. I mean, like I've said, I'm going to eat healthy after this bowl of nachos. Yeah, and by that I mean I will make myself a bowl of nacho cheese for everyone, and then realize nobody else had any, and it's gone. So,
dude, I have to tell you, every single time I'm on a channel, at some point there is ending up discussion about food. I have no idea how. I mean, hell, half the time, we'll spend 20 minutes on aficionados becoming fast food aficionados.
Fast food sucks.
Yes, we know, but
there's no aficionado. It sucks. If you want Taco Bell, go to Tijuana or Chipotle or someplace that does it better. I'm sure there's a mom and pops. That's where you can get your Mexican food.
Well, it's mostly
hamburgers. Find a Five Guys or something that's a little bit higher elevated, or go to a damn restaurant, buy your own and fix your own. Fast food sucks. It's a waste of money.
And it's cheaper than having to pay $4 or $5 for a Marika Tamaki book to get the food chat.
Yes.
There you go.
Doc, I just want to say that it's actually, we're all conspiring against you. That's why you're getting the food talks.
Distinctly possible.
I think I was spoiled by doing all those Disney food reviews. Go out, sit at this really nice restaurant, and then it's like, I'm gonna go I got a great hamburger from Gordon Ramsay's shop down on Touristville. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to get McDonald's. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he was
no.
like about $1.80, when he first started. Those
Yeah,
reviews.
that's yeah. Yeah, I'm not never
Yeah,
not in
hair
the
and
last-
everything, and all of a sudden
Let's see, not for 30 years have I been 180. That was actually no, about 20 years ago I was, and 13 because I really started getting into shape. Did that Atkins thing. Holy crap, that's rough to do.
I thought it was being Thailand where you starve to death.
Well, the thing is, with Atkins, they get you to have your own body eat itself, basically. So you don't do any carbs. That way your body starts eating your own, the stored stuff, right? So for the first 2 weeks, you're not allowed to have but like maybe 10 carbs a day. And I am telling you that do that for 4 days and you're sitting there going, I'll suck your dick for some Lucky Charms, man. It is so freaking rough. It is not a diet I recommend to
See,
anybody.
I thought it was Anna Watkins diet you're supposed to be on.
Right. No, it is not. I would not recommend Atkins. That was rough.
Atkins guy dead now?
But I did end up losing weight and I was working out, so I ended up looking okay.
Being active and just eating small proportions of food.
The problem is that if you go, you know what, I've been good. I'm going to have myself a few more carbs today. It's like, oh my God, give it. And you Professor Clump. That's the way it works. Taco Bueno, better than Taco Bell. Anything's better than Taco Bell.
Also mean if you're depression can also lead to eating a lot more too.
Mm-hmm.
I just want some Whataburger.
I've never had it, but apparently there's one around here in my state.
We used to have them down here. For us, it's
that's what people said about Red Robin, and I was like, "What the hell you're on?"
Yeah, I've had Red Robin. It's greasy. It was not very good.
I'm going to be on a stream here starting in a half an hour. It's going to inevitably end up talking about food. It'll probably be like applesauce and pudding, but
Eric,
because we're old.
I'm just going to say, Eric, rumor has it I might be showing up there to give you the pudding.
What? You're on again tonight?
I think so. 2 weeks in a row.
Jeez. God, the guest pool is really got it.
Honestly, I thought I was being punished.
Doc, you should come on some night and show off the X-Men.
Oh, I might. It actually might not be a bad idea. But can't be the night because I actually have to dip out. I got some stuff I got to do still. And I'm blowing off a meeting right now anyway.
All right. Well, we way went off topic at this point, but it's okay. It's cool. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Once again, sorry, I thought the video was going to be something else, although we did. I think we got some entertainment out of it. Don't forget to do the clickings and the likings. Go on over. I don't need to shill his channel. Thank you. But go on over to Thinking Critical if you haven't done it already. Check out Wes. If it was your cup of tea, if you want to see what the other side is thinking, you have Fandom Menace or whatever his name, Actual Fandom. There you go. And don't forget to do the clicking and liking and all that kind of stuff here and at the Geeky Puppet Show and at the four color fossils. I love
Graphic Man's channel.
Yeah. That being said, as always, thanks for hanging out. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.
Good night, kids.
Get out.